Hi, welcome to my podcast. My name is Shashkarida Garcia, and this was supposed to be a podcast with some friends, but everyone is literally drowning in homework already, so I just have to do this on my own. Anyway, the topic for today's rant is research and the research process. When I think of research, I think of myself sitting in front of a laptop, going through countless and countless of articles, and just the stress of having to read everything and break down everything that I'm reading is a hassle because reading isn't my forte. Now, when I think of the research process, doubt and insecurity comes to mind. Now, I really don't know why this comes to mind since I never really had to do a research paper in high school, and I honestly blame my teachers for that because it could have prepared me so much more for college. Anyways, back to the point. Something that seems like a big problem for me when it comes to the research process is making a connection between the topic and my real life experiences. Basically, like the elaboration of after you give the evidence, you have to elaborate and connect it with your life experiences. I actually faced this problem last semester in my English class with a sports related research paper I had. Now, this was a problem because since I'm not a reporter, or sports reporter at that, I didn't have the connection in my life, or like I didn't have the connection and the like life experience of the top. Well, I remember the paragraph that I was talking about. It required like some journalism, sports journalism type experience, and I don't have that, obviously. So I remember I just skipped the elaboration or the connection part and went straight to another paragraph. And after I wrote everything, my English teacher actually set up like appointments with us. And once I went, she told me like, "Hey, like your essay was amazing, but you're missing this." And she put up like the receipts. Basically, she put up what I was missing. And she's like, "Oh, connection." As soon as I read on the computer that it said connection, I knew what it was talking about, like what she meant. So I knew what I was getting myself into and what she was going to tell me. So she told me, she's like, even though it was amazing, it lacks a sense of connection. And I told her, like, I just didn't, I don't have the life experience or the connection to the topic I was talking about in that paragraph. And she simply just told me, write that, like, explain to your reader that you don't have that connection or you don't have that life experience, but you think this way because of, and then you just go on. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? And she was like, yeah, like, if you're being truthful to your reader, it gives you a sense of reliability because they know that you're not lying to them. And that made me so shook, legit, in the word, like the word shook, it left me stunned, to be more professional, because I thought that if I wrote, hey, like I don't relate to this, or I don't have a way to relate to this, but here's my opinion, I felt like if I said that, obviously in more professional words, it would make the essay not sound reliable or not sound credible. But my teacher ended up telling me that that's what makes good writing, because as a writer, you're acknowledging that you don't have a connection. Honestly, take a shot every time I say connection because I keep bringing that word up. I'm sorry. Anyways, you don't have a connection with it, but you're being truthful. That advice, if I'm being honest, made a whole difference because it made me kind of like realize or kind of like solve a problem that I've been having for honestly quite some time now. For like, I remember I even had this problem back in high school, just not too long ago, but still, I had this problem whenever I would have to write essays in class. I remember writing essays and my high school teachers, mainly my junior ELA teacher, which was my AP English literature teacher. I remember like her and another teacher comes to mind. they would give me a whole like talk about how I would write an amazing essay, but it lacked connection, and I didn't give that because I wouldn't elaborate as a way. I just didn't elaborate it. And if I have the connection or if I have the experience, then it'd be amazing. It would give I would get like a high grade or a high points average or whatever. And whenever I actually had to write an essay, I would always feel lost in the part of the paragraph whenever I had to, like, after you provide the evidence or after you provide an example, you have the evidence, you obviously have to like elaborate it or connect it with something else. And I would always either skip that and just go straight to another paragraph, or I would really just write something stupid. Or I honestly, now that I think about it, I remember at times I would write something stupid or just skip that whole part that I was missing and go straight to the other paragraphs and try to finish as much of the essay as I could. And I remember at times I would actually finish the whole essay, but parts of the paragraphs mainly were missing the connection part. And I knew that I would get less points because I was missing that, but at least I finished the essay. So I could get a little bit more points, but I knew that I would get points taken away because of the part that I was missing, you know? I hope that made sense. But yeah, like I would write the whole essay, and I knew that if I wrote the whole essay, I would get like a good grade, but that would get like those like points taken away because I was missing the hugest part, the most important part of the essay, which is so stupid of me now that I think about it. Wow, I just remembered that I would get that whole talk with my teachers. Anyways, so yeah, now that I think about it, the research process is quite something, and I like writing. I feel like it's so easy for me because I love talking, so it's like a way of me to talk to somebody, but you know, obviously in written form. But reading is just not my thing. So that's the only thing I don't like about the research process. But give me the chance to write, and I can write you a good essay. But the connection part is gonna be where I suck at. So yeah. Anyways, I really hope what I just ranted about made sense and wasn't too boring. So thank you for listening to me rant for like 10 minutes straight. I'll be back with another rant soon. Thank you for listening. Bye.